certainly helped Hamilton out. Yeah, no problem there. But I think Hamilton played an exceptional first half and is playing well here in the third quarter.
Dillon long again, this time for Mazzoli. And Mazzoli draws a flag. Coverage by David Shelton. Good call. I'm not so sure that Mazzoli would have made the catch, though.
Boy, it was going to be close, and David Shelton right at the end, you'll see this. There's no question about that. He jumps on the back of Nick Mazzoli. He will get called for the interference. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think he would have made the catch there.
22-yard line, first and 10,
He's cheering the red flag. There's no doubt about it. 46 yards. The net for the Tiger Cats. First and 10, Hamilton. Dillon looks to the end zone. Abraire couldn't make the catch. He turned the wrong way initially and couldn't get back in time.
Boy, the Eskimos have made a bunch of mistakes in the secondary tonight. That's the second time that number 3, Dan Murphy, the middle safety, has just been caught flat-footed. Ken Abraire, he did a great job to turn around and try and catch his ball. Would have been a spectacular catch because he was looking over the inside shoulder, but Dan Murphy in the middle, he is getting caught a lot and not helping out on those long passes.
Second and 10 for the Tiger Cats at the Eskimo 22. It's Edmonton leading by 1, 14-13. Tipped, I believe.
Dillon's pass looked to be intended for Jamie Morris on the play.
We're going to that guy.
What's John steamed up about?
I think he thinks there should have been interference there when the ball was in the air. I didn't see it.
Dillon will hold. Osbaldiston tries a 29-yard kick. 8:28 to go, third quarter. This for the lead. Osbaldiston is wide. So he gets the tie from 29 yards out. Paul Osbaldiston misses. He's not the happiest guy in the park. It's all even. Third quarter at Commonwealth in Edmonton.
We heard earlier what it sounds like when Miles Gorell is playing, but Miles is also one of the most outspoken players in the Canadian Football League. Let's hear what it sounds like when Miles is on the bench.
That's all it was. Too big a step of my. No. No, I know, but now I'll think about it now. I'm going because.
I didn't see him. I put my hand in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I saw.
See, I step out like this. Yeah. No, well, I didn't bring ruck that time. So it's just my fault.
Offensive line coach Miles Gorell. Well, part-time coach. First and 10, Edmonton, beginning at the 35. Reggie Taylor. Taylor has 8.
About 7 yards.
We're about halfway through the third quarter now, and if I was Tracy Ham and Ron Lancaster, I would just say, look, Hamilton's defense is 7th in the league against the rush. We're just going to start to run that ball right down their throats and try and wear down that front 7. Game tied, halfway through the third quarter. I think that would be the strategy for Edmonton on offense right now. Try and wear Hamilton down.
Second and 2. Marshall doesn't get the first down.
What a great tackle by Mark Dennis, number 49, the outside linebacker. That is a super play to bring the big man down. Here comes Marshall. He has to bounce it to the outside because there's good pressure initially, penetration rather, and Mark Dennis with a super effort. I haven't seen Edmonton stop so many times tonight in short yardage situations. I mean, we talked in the opening, that was one of their strengths, but Hamilton has really neutralized that strength tonight.
And McEready is in again on third and a long one. McEready back inside his 30, dropped it. And lots of time to get the punt away. Bouncing back as the Eskimos try and get out of the way, and a flag comes down.
John Zidell falling on the football at the Hamilton
coming up with the ball. 27-yard punt for McEready.
It was a pretty heads-up play by John Zidell, wasn't it, to trap the Edmonton Eskimos? You saw the punt bouncing back.
No yards. Bounce back row. Edmonton, number 45, 5-yard penalty. First down, Hamilton.
So it could have been worse for the Eskimos. But the Tiger Cats end up with decent field position right at the 45.
First and 10, Ticats, ball on their own 45.
Chrissy Ham has the lead in total yards, but he's thrown a couple of interceptions, and that has been part of the difference so far tonight. First and 10, Tiger Cats. Morris carries, and there's not much room for Morris. The gain is 2.
Willie Quest, the Terminator, in the tackle for the Eskimos.
Eskimo defense is a tough defense to run against because they do so much stunting up front with their 3-down linemen and 4 linebackers, and guys like Brett Williams are moving around all different positions, and they are very difficult to form blocking schemes against.
Second and 8, Ticats and the Eskimos even at 14. Dillon looking for someone, but no one was home. Steve Brown was the closest Tiger Cat receiver, but now the Tiger Cats will kick it away.
It'll be 3rd and 7. Ticats changing from the ball. Shooting the ball from their own 48.
Tiger Cats have lost 4 in a row. The club record of 12 losses was set last season. They don't want to tie it here tonight. Osbaldiston. Pretty good kick into the breeze, and Henry Williams waits for it. He draws a penalty marker. Nowhere for Williams to go. Forced out by Rocky DiPietro.
Again, loses 4 yards on that return. Pushed out of bounds by Rocky DiPietro of the Ticats. Penalties on the play.
And number 28, Trent Brown, came in there. And we'll see what they call it. If it's contacting, that's 5. If it's roughing, it's 15 and a first down. This will be interesting here.
Penalties being determined by referee Ken Lazarick. 6:02 to go, 3rd quarter. It's all even at 14 so far at Commonwealth. The Eskimos need 2 wins or 2 Saskatchewan losses to clinch a playoff spot. And the Tiger Cats are making it a little difficult here tonight.
No yards. Hamilton, number 26, contacting the kicker. Number 28, Edmonton, 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
So it's still a kicking situation for Osbaldiston and the Tiger Cats. Henry Williams at the 22. Best return of the night for Gizmo. Rocky DiPietro led the Ticat tacklers.
Well, with that return, the Gizmo is now at 1,194 yards returning punts this year. That is a new CFL record. Here it is, folks. Surpasses the old mark set by Tony Hunter, a former Edmonton Eskimo player. And I can't think of any other punt returner that's more deserving to hold the record than the Giz. He has electrified the fans throughout the league, and his teammates recognize that fact and congratulate him.
Now the Eskimos are first down. Craig Ellis is close to another Edmonton first down.
Hamill in the middle to Craig Ellis. Looks like about an 8-yard gain for the Eskimos.
He will add to that total, I'm sure, before the season's over, but in the 14th week, he breaks the record. That's great, and he's going to keep the ball.
Closer to 9, so it'll be 2nd and 1 Eskimos. Ball on the Hamilton 53-yard line.
Second down and less than a yard. It's all even on our game of the week. 14-14. Tiger Cats and the Eskimos in the 3rd quarter at Commonwealth. Blake Marshall will have the Eskimo first down. No penalty markers anywhere.
Blake Marshall rolling over for a first down.
Another one for the family collection.
I would think the family's going to take that one home and make sure that nobody else gets a hold of it.
The Eskimos. 1st and 10. At the Tiger Cat 50. Ham throwing on the run. Armstrong makes the catch. Forced out near the 21. Chris Armstrong, number 77. Good night for the Eskimos. A 30-yard pickup there. And number 77 has had a pretty good evening.
Yes, he has. Once he's able to find the open hole there, they have to get it over the top of the linebacker, John Moten, and then Bobby Dawson can't get there. Chris Armstrong with a
Eskimos. 1st and 10 at the 21. Ham got big pressure that time. Joe Campbell all over Tracy Ham.
Joe Campbell with the hurry for the Ticats.
Ticats really haven't blitzed Ham much tonight, and they've relied on their front four for most of the pressure. That time they brought the blitz. Joe Campbell was able to get to Tracy Ham just as he threw the football.
2nd and 10. Eskimos at the Tiger Cat 21. Problem with the exchange. Ham gets back, throws to the end zone. Ellis. Oh! He could have had it. Craig Ellis was there behind the coverage.
Well, that sure doesn't happen too often. Craig Ellis got in behind number 7 Terry Wright and was all alone and should have had it. Should have had it.
Dean Dorsey.
Quite a number for a kicker, isn't it? Number 87.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
Oh. Maybe that was his best year, 1987. He's trying to remind himself of that.
The Eskimos in the lead by 3. A 28-yard field goal by Dean Dorsey. 17-14. .308 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Well, we've got Blake Marshall wired with that microphone tonight. Let's go back and hear some of the crunching sounds that he would provide.
It's not easy down there. 17-14. Edmonton leading Hamilton. Ready for the Eskimo kickoff.
When you get down to the field there and you get the back coming right at you with the microphone going, the game seems a lot quicker down there.
Nick Mazzoli. And there's not much room for Mazzoli this time as he ran into a herd of Eskimos. An 11-yard return.
Nick Mazzoli on the return.
Mazzoli has one of the Tiger Cat touchdowns.
A 12-yard return for Mazzoli. Led by a whole bunch of Eskimos. It'll be 1st and 10 Ticats.
Ticats from the 36.
Ball on the Hamilton 36-yard line.
Steve Brown halfway to a 1st down.
Gain of about 5 yards on the play.
It'll be 2nd and 5. Rocky DiPietro playing his 200th CFL game tonight, number 23.
And in those 200 games, he has 701 receptions. See some of the statistics on Rocky's career.
2nd and 5. Dillon Looking for DiPietro. He can't make the catch. Mathis was covering.
Dylan's pass intended for Rocky DiPietro goes incomplete. Mark Mathis covering for the Eskimos.
Well, Rocky did a nice job to come open late, and then the ball is underthrown, so he adjusts to it, did everything perfectly here. You watch, he'll come back underneath Mathis. Mathis kind of screened him off just enough that Rocky couldn't squeeze the handle on that one. 35 years of age, tremendous career that he has had.
Osbaldiston in, averaging 37 yards a kick, and hoping to angle this one out. Williams at the 30. Some room to the near side for the Giz. Another fine return for Henry Williams. 24 yards.